Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for today's guest is this incredible actress known by the name of Ashley K. Art. She's going to be in this new original series called Solaris Evolution on Nerdb Studios. So we're about to give Ashley an ad into the live now and have a chat with Ashley. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, really good.
Just seeing how this works.
Yeah.
Playing with all these little things on here.
What's
going on?
Nothing much really. So, what I'm going to get you to do first, Ashley, if you can, I'm going to get you to introduce yourself to people that don't know who you are, and then I'm going to dive right into the questions for you.
Okay, sounds great. Okay, so my name is Ashley K. I'm better known as Ashley K. Art because I am a full-time artist by trade, and that kind of includes acting as well.
Awesome. So for my very first question, Ashley, so you're in this new original series called Solaris Evolution, coming soon to Nerdb Studios. What can people expect to see from your character in Solaris Evolution, if you can give some backstory about your character?
Okay, so without giving too much away, Alex is a badass cop who kind of plays it dirty a little bit, and she doesn't always follow the rules. And because of that, she tends to get herself into some very dark situations.
Awesome. So for my next question, how can you describe your character in one word?
Shadowy.
Nice. So for my very next question, what was it like working with the amazing Colin K. Bass, William Shufelt, and the amazing Layla?
Oh my gosh, we call ourselves like the core four, and we've really become really good friends, honestly. It's been fantastic. I actually knew Colin through a friend that went to high school with him, and we just randomly hit each other up at one point during this year, and he was like, I have this huge project that I have going on, and I'm kind of really excited. I'd love to have you come on, because I did a commercial for a company I was working for a little while ago, and he saw it on my story, and he was just like, yeah, I'd love to work with you, actually. And we just had such a good time. The first day that we met, we were all just chilling and hanging out, and we just started asking each other, like, what are your goals? What are the things that you want to be doing in this life? And Will actually talked about how he was trying to create a music video, and I was like, hey, I know people, I'd love to help you with that. And so we ended up creating a music video just recently, and then, you know, me and Layla get along super well, and we've just been having like the best time just getting to know each other a little bit better, everybody, because actually this is the first time hanging out with any of them, so I'm still getting to know everyone, and it's just been really fun. And I don't know, it's just a great opportunity with like-minded creative people, and I love that, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Awesome. So for my next question, why should people watch Solaris Evolution when it comes out on Nerdb Studios?
So if you're a massive nerd like I am for anything that has to do with superpowers, then you're gonna freaking enjoy the hell out of this. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Heroes from back in the day, like all the superpowers that come into play. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to that stuff, because I wish I had superpowers, honestly, which I know we kind of do.
Oh yeah. On to the next one with like the superpowers that you mentioned about superpowers. With my next question, this is actually a really cool question. So if you could have any superpowers, what superpower would you want and why?
Ooh, okay. That is a great question. Oh my gosh. Superpower, I think, oh, you know, sometimes I have friends who have talked about the idea of being able to manipulate things and like pull things with their mind and their hands and all that stuff from far away. And I will admittedly say that sometimes when I'm sitting around by myself, I'll just like look at an object and I'll just be like, see if it'll come to me, but usually it doesn't. But yeah, I think probably that, or I would love to be able to help people in some way. So I think being able to identify somebody's problem and to help them recognize how to get out of it for themselves, I think would be a really cool superpower.
Awesome. So for my next question, if you could survive in a mutant apocalypse, where would you go to survive, and what weapons would you want to use? Also, and who would you take with you to survive?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so many things here. This is a loaded question. So I'm kind of like a prepper myself, like on the down low, but if there was an apocalypse, I think the first place that I would end up going to is out to my parents' house, because they're out in the middle of nowhere. They have a big property. It's like at least 3 acres. And, I would probably take a few of my closest friends with me. My family's already there, so I wouldn't need to take them. They'd be there. And then some weapons. Okay, weapons definitely would have to have. I'm a crossbow girl because I'm Sagittarius. We gotta get that crossbow going in there. And then just to have like at least a few knives for sure, because I gotta get some big machetes and things just to be able to build stuff and all that as well. So yeah, definitely that.
Awesome. So for my next question, who inspired you to get into acting in the first place?
Oh, that is a crazy question, because I have done acting since I was a little kid. I took I went to acting camp when I was in junior high and absolutely loved it. But I think for me, it was just one of those things where I was watching TV when I was younger, and I was like, dude, I want to do that. I want to be up there and entertain people. I think that was really the big motivator behind all of it. It was a platform to be able to be creative in a way that was entertaining people in a pretty quick way. So I always really enjoyed making people laugh, and then that kind of just rolled over into, ooh, I can be a completely different person if I'm an actor. So I can be anybody at that point. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So for my next question, what have you learned about yourself during COVID this year?
Oh my gosh. There's so much. I feel like this year was just like this huge awakening. I just was able to like see so much about myself. Well, it was a really, really tough year because my mom ended up having cancer at the beginning of it. She got diagnosed with cancer, and we learned so much about ourselves and just how we can really help each other out and be there for each other. For me personally, I would say that the thing that I learned the most this year is how to love my light side and my shadow side, and to completely accept every part of my being and who I am, and always know that there's more to learn, and that it's better to come up from a place of not knowing than always trying to be right.
Awesome. So for my next question, if you could work with any top 3 actors in the industry, who would you want to work with and why?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell is probably one of the sweetest actresses out there, and she's just really funny, and I feel like we have a lot in common. Ever since I saw her video on Ellen DeGeneres when she was talking about her incident with the sloth and how she started breaking down crying because she could sense a sloth was close by, I immediately was like, dude, I love this woman so much, because that's exactly how I am about animals too. So Kristen Bell, and then Ryan Reynolds has always been way up there. Massive crush, can't help it. But he is just like such a genius actor and such a witty person to even like be around. So I would just love to be in his presence and see what he had to say about things and his perspective on things. So that'd be really fun to play with him on that. And then super randomly, but Shia LaBeouf. I love
Yes.
his acting. I love his craziness. I love like his authenticity and just like how unique he is as a person. And yeah, so yeah, those are the three that I would really love to work with.
Awesome. So for my next question, if you could be in any TV or movie franchise, what would it be and why?
Okay, I am massively obsessed with the show Magicians. The Magicians is probably one of the coolest shows that is out there right now. I've always loved that show. I love any like sort of like superpowers, you know, magical powers, any of that stuff has always been something that I've been really fascinated with and just always loved to pretend in that area like of different worlds and having fun with that. I think, and then the other one that I really, really love is the Umbrella Academy too. And all these kind of like, you wonder why I'm part of this project with everybody on Solaris. It's because I just love this world that they create. And I want to be in that type of world. So that is two of the ones that I would really love to be a part of and that I absolutely think is amazing.
Awesome. So for my next question, if you could give any advice to anyone that wants to get into the acting industry, what advice would you give someone? And what are the positives and negatives into the acting industry? And how do you get through those negatives as a person?
Okay, well, this is an interesting question because I haven't been quite in the acting world as long as maybe you guys have thought. So I've actually been in the art industry, which is very close to the acting industry, especially in how competitive it is. So if I were to say anything in any sort of craft, as far as like advice would go, I would say that get used to rejection, get used to failure, and don't see it as a negative, see it as a positive, because these are one, projects that you aren't meant for you. Two, it's so good to know and learn from each failure and from each thing that ends up getting denied, basically. Like, these are all lessons for you. It's really good to be a part of those things. Like, every time that you have a negative thing happen to you, it only means that there's going to be a balance someplace along the line. So if you're not getting that, first of all, if you're not getting any rejection, you should be putting yourself out there a little bit more. Because rejection is going to be really good. It's a huge teacher. And I absolutely think that anybody who's out there who's going through that and they feel defeated in the face of rejection or failure, just know that this is all a lesson and it's going to help you and make your character even stronger in the end.
Awesome. So for my very last question, Ashley, so what new projects are you currently working on that you would like to announce on the show?
Oh man, okay. Well, obviously we have Solaris coming up. Solaris Evolution is massive. I'm so excited to be a part of that. But as far as other projects go, I'm actually in the process of partnering with a few people to create a creative marketing agency right now. And we just got our first client and we are rocking it. We're having a great time with it. And I'm sure fun and ridiculous commercials like we used to in the past. So I'm really excited about that. Trying to think, is there anything else coming up? I'm always creating new things. So, I mean, always keep an eye out. I'm creating a couple of different things as far as Instagram goes. I have a couple company ideas coming up, maybe that have to do with THC, maybe that have to do with some of the mystical stuff that goes on in this world. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. I don't know. There's a lot.
Awesome. So can I just say thank you so much, Ashley, for making an appearance on my show. It means so much. Everyone definitely go support Ashley. She's such an incredible actress and amazing person. So definitely go support Ashley. Any last final thoughts or anything that you'd like to say?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me on. I love what you're doing here and how you support everyone. Like, the fact that you do such incredible work with just supporting people is a big thing, and that shows a lot about who you are, and I really appreciate that. So thanks, man.
Savior. The title I never deserved. Solaris. The name I never wanted. But here we are, at the end of the world. And I finally accepted who I need to become. I am Solaris, and I will save the world. Even if it's the last thing I do.